there has to be a strategy because the Clippers are now going into third quarter. I was praying that they won't mess it up. Back to the Clippers, I'm really happy with the way they are performing. And on this show, I've criticized them a lot of times. I also want to give them that benefit of doubt to be able to come here and say, well done, you guys are playing well. I'm an LA Clippers supporter, and I like the fact that if they play well, it's better you go ahead and say it. They played the Warriors and they won 103-102, very close game. The Warriors are not a scrub. These are guys that still won the championship in 2022. They're still playing at a very high level. They still have some core guys that are championship proven. They are veterans. They've won the championship before and they're still helping the team grow. So I don't think that if you play a match against that team, you will feel that they are a scrub. They are not a scrub. They're still a championship proven team. In fact, in 2022, nobody expected them to win, even though they have championship DNA. But they still went ahead and they were able to deal with Boston. So, Kawhi, shout out to you. You're playing at a very high level. And for the first time in a long time, I saw Kawhi smiling beside Snoop Dogg after the match for some interviews, and it shows that he's playing at a very, very high level. I looked at the match, he didn't shoot so well from three. I think at some point it was 0 of 8, but I saw clearly that he was composed. He showed this leadership quality that he's able to take the team to the next level. Even though he has said before that the team lacks talent, but one thing he's trying to do is carrying the entire team on his shoulder. He didn't even have any help from James Harden yesterday, but what he did was outstanding. And I'm going to go into the numbers so that it gives us an idea of what were some of the things they did differently. And it comes back to my prophecy on third quarters for the LA Clippers team. They need to fix that third quarter problem. So if you look at it, this match went well. Collins was also outstanding because Collins also did well from three. He even shot more threes. He made more threes than Kawhi in this game. And Zubac was, I just saw that the LA Clippers team decided to stick with Zubac as their, starting center. He has improved over the last 2 years, but it looks like there's no other option. So he just has to be the only center for us. And so far, he has tried. There's that interior control that he continues to give us, which is good. And, against the Warrior team that is playing very, very well. And that's why you will see that even the Clippers just won by 1 point. First quarter, the Clippers won 31-19. They were very explosive. They just went and said, okay, we're going to get it done. Kawhi and Collins combined well. Even Kawhi didn't shoot so well from three, but he was taking advantage of his, mid-range twos, and they combined for 17 early points as well. The Clippers, for me, they looked more physical. The way they set the tone, I liked it. I saw the way it was going. In the second quarter, we had the Golden State come out aggressively. Draymond Green was he was orchestrating the assist, making everything work out. He was everywhere. And that was one of the games you can see that Draymond Green was coordinating a bit more than he used to do. And Curry just started hitting up because Draymond Green was able to find him with about 7 assists. And the game now became 55-51 at the break. So at that point in time, there has to be a strategy because the Clippers are now going into third quarter. I was praying that they won't mess it up. They went into the third quarter and they defended well. They defended for their lives. Golden State started losing the game in the third quarter. Clippers went 21-13. And at that point, there was a smooth transition of the fact that if we succeed in this third quarter, then we can win. Zubac now dominated the glass because Kawhi was not shooting well from three. They now had to make adjustments on mid-range twos. And at the sides, I started seeing them moving towards the zone very well. And I like what I was seeing. The Warriors were not shooting well in the third quarter because they were not even getting clean looks for Steph Curry as they normally get. So they were 5 for 20, and that was so bad. So third quarter, I knew that Golden State was going to explode because they really wanted to win this match. They wanted to send a message. They've had a couple of bad games. They wanted to send a message. So Curry and Butler started combining very well, started playing a bit more, putting us under pressure. It was looking like the Clippers was almost collapsing. You understand? Because they've had a good third quarter. And that's why I say, if you have a good third quarter, even if you collapse in the fourth quarter, you still have some time to... That's why it was a close game. They collapsed a little bit in the fourth quarter. And that's because Curry and Butler were coming at them with a lot of pressure. So, but the Clippers now decided that since they've done well in their third quarter, they decided to take some of those lessons and went into all these clutch free throws, that comes to help people in the fourth quarter was what helped us to seal it. Because if you look at the master class, Kawhi was not shooting well from three. It was looking like, man, it was going to be a disaster. But Collins also tried his best. And at the end of the day, there were key turning points in the fourth quarter that also helped us. Kawhi finished with about 24 points. That was an all-round masterclass for me. Still the best player on the team. He didn't have help from James Harden because James Harden has a shoulder problem, shoulder stiffness, which he's still recovering from. So he didn't have help from James Harden, so he had to carry everything on his own. So Kawhi controlled the pace, and he punished a lot of mismatches from the direction of both sides of the pitch. He controlled a lot of the mismatches, and he was able to anchor the defense as well for them. He is one of the few players I see going into defense very intentionally, and he practically just won the game for them. Golden State had some poor spacing and they didn't put any rim pressure, and it kind of just affected them. They still rely heavily on Curry. I've heard some analysts say that the team needs to get rid of Draymond Green. I really don't think so because his playmaking, he had about 12 assists, kept them afloat. He coordinated the game to a certain degree. Butler was also going to just give you a reliable secondary scoring, which I just saw there, but I feel if he was a bit more aggressive, maybe they would have gotten a chance. But the Clippers also defended well, elite defending. Dunn and Sanders pressured across board. And I like what I'm seeing. Players are becoming better, Now you will notice that even the Clippers team don't depend on the veterans anymore. The veterans coming from the bench to support. But young guys like the Kobe Sanders came here 20 points, coming from the bench, helping the team. So they are beginning to depend a little bit on their young guys. I was beginning to think that they shouldn't have traded Powell. But right now, Chris Dunn is stepping up. He had 16 points and 6 assists. That's efficient for me and steady. We had Kobe Sanders who had 20 points, which I just talked about. It was a +7, which added a lot of grit and huge shot making to the performance that we saw yesterday. John Collins had 18 points. He was getting it well from three when Kawhi was messing it up from three. So spacing and the physicality, because he's one of the physical guys also, he played very well and he helped the team. Kawhi led with 24 points, 12 rebounds, and it was a +8 on the team. So he looked more like the anchor. Hopefully he's able to stay healthy and continue like this, because right now we're still 12 of 22 or thereabout the last time I checked, which means that we have still lost more games than we've won. Even though we have won 7 of the last 8, it means that there's still a lot of room. All we need to do is win another 12, go on a run again like this, and win another 12 games to even give us a chance to be in the play-in. Because what now happens is you now waste another healthy performance of Kawhi. Hopefully he doesn't get injured again or any stiffness happening, and he doesn't miss too many games. Because right now, James Harden, we don't know how long the shoulder stiffness will happen, and he may probably not be able to, come in and help us as we go on.